Hello and welcome to the PC Security channel. Today we'll be testing the latest installment of the world's most popular free antivirus program. Yes, this is Avast free antivirus and this is their 2015 version. This thing comes with a lot of promise. I've seen its version 1 beta, version 2 beta, and I've been waiting until this thing was finally released to check it out. So let's see what it comes with. For the basics, it has an antivirus, sort of a sandbox, which is called their deep screen, and your basic stuff like scans, which are not really fancy or nothing to talk about, but they do have some additional tools like browser cleanup, which is supposed to remove unwanted toolbars and junk. And they have their own VPN service, which is pretty interesting. However, this test will mostly concern the protection against malware. So let's go ahead and check their options. Now, once again, hardened mode is disabled. For those of you who don't know, this is an advanced security mode where it basically blocks all unknown files. And this has been very effective in preventing zero-day malware. However, as you would expect, it does produce much more false positives than usual. Now, for the purpose of this test, I will enable scan of PUPs. I usually try not to get PUPs during my tests, but one or two of them might be there, so I want Avast to detect them. As for the rest of the settings, they will remain at stock. Let's go ahead and check out their file system shield. Fairly advanced menu over here, which is pretty neat. I like this. I like the fact that Avast have fairly advanced options for users who really want to customize their protection. That is something that's nice. However, the only things I find interesting here are the advanced tab, where you can really optimize your performance. You can determine what it actually does to speed up your system. And then we've got actions. You can completely customize all the actions for different types of malware. You can select which packers to scan. And most interestingly, we've got sensitivity. So you can set the heuristics to high, medium, normal, low, whatever. And you can choose whether or not to use code emulation. Once again, scan of PUPs, I will turn it on. By default, it comes turned off. I don't know why. Because in today's world, most people are just absolutely fed up of potentially unwanted programs like toolbars and junk that come with a lot of legitimate software. So a lot of users that I've talked to want an antivirus just to get rid of that junk. So I don't know why Avast disables PUP protection by default. I know that it may cause a few false positives maybe, or some people may be using those programs anyway, but for the vast majority, I would say that they would probably like to enable PUP detection. So if you're one of the people who are using Avast, you should go ahead and enable it. Now they've got something called Grime Fighter. I've tested this out individually, if you remember, and it wasn't that great. So, I mean, I don't know how exactly they've integrated this into Avast and how it's going to turn out, but I don't think it'll be a part of this test. So let's go ahead and see how the memory usage of Avast is. If it's like the previous versions, it should be very light, and it is. As you can see, it just barely uses like 20 megabytes of RAM. That's about it, and that's not bad at all. I mean, that's pretty good in today's world. I mean, it can basically run on any system, even the worst. So now we get to the testing where Avast will have to deal with the worst, and hopefully it's going to come out on top. So let's go ahead and start testing. I've got about 10 malware links here, exactly 10 I guess, and we'll go ahead and try them out. These are all less than a day old, or maybe just a day old. We'll try them out and we'll see how Avast reacts. So here's a warning from Avast. It blocked the website, so I'll just skip that thing. So they've got a new kind of web prevention. It's basically their add-on, I guess. Here's link number 2. Still waiting on that one. Guess it's going to take a while to load it up. Fake Google website. This is a legit Google website, but it's a link to malware.
Threat has been detected.
Now Avast has, of course,
Threat has been detected.
pretty loud alerts. Honestly, I would just like to mute these, but it's up to your preference. You can even turn this off if you like. But the interesting thing is it's caught the malware. That's nice. So we can't download that. That's good to see. So the third one was blocked. Still waiting on the second one. Let's see if it can deal with this one. It's a fairly large piece of malware. From what I'm guessing, this link is not going to work, so I may just have to close it. We've got plenty of links today, so we don't have to worry about one or two that don't work. This one's almost done. And there we go. Now, Avast is analyzing this file with the help of DeepScreen, which is basically their sandbox program. And it says the file is clean. That's a bummer, because I know this file is malicious. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and try the next link and we'll see what damage has been done later. Okay, looks like this one is dead too. That's bad news. Now I'll go ahead and try this funny file named PDF. Calls itself pdf.exe. And we're going to go ahead and run that. Now most of these files have fairly respectable scores on VirusTotal, so I'm expecting good signature detection. Once again, Avast gets rid of it. Here's another one. And it's blocked. The site tried to drop a file and it wasn't able to. As you can see, it says please read the PDF document and it drops you a piece of malware. Very funny. Now this website is once again blocked by a fast website blocking service. That's good to see. Now this thing requires me to log in order to view the file, so I'll just skip this one. And let's go ahead and try the last one. This is a Google Drive link. Nowadays we're seeing a lot of these. Google does usually take them down really fast, but in this case it's still working. But the good news is Avast protected us, so no problems there. So far I've seen only one file run that is probably still running or might have crashed. So I'll go ahead and do a scan with Hitman Pro. That's all I'll do for now, and we'll see if there's any real active malware on the system. Else we'll proceed to the second part of the test where I will grab a lot of malware files, and that'll be more interesting to see how Avast deals with a multitude of those. Welcome back. As you can see, you guys are welcome to watch this, but definitely this malware is not welcome to be on my system. And Avast wasn't able to protect me from this. As you can see, it's detected by Bitdefender, and Hitman Pro caught it in a very quick scan, so I'm a little bit disappointed here. Once again, Avast unable to manage a clean sheet. You would expect like a really good product to block all of these. But anyway, that's just one, and it's not really troubling me at the moment. So I'll go ahead and grab my malware samples. Meanwhile, I'll have to disable Avast. So I'm going to disable it for an hour. And here we go. So this malware is about 2 to 3 days old. And that's just the kind of time I like to test malware from. Like if it's 2 to 3 days old, there's been some time, so you can trust that some engines are definitely going to catch most or all of them. and the ones that are not so good are going to trail. So that's where we get to see the difference. If I get really fresh malware, it's going to be different every day. But in this thing, we can actually get to see a trend depending on which product we're testing. So let's see how Avast does. I mean, I'll be expecting detection rates of over 90 for a decent score. Maybe 87 to 88, I don't know, but below that, I wouldn't be like very impressed. Now, since Avast doesn't scan for PUPs by default, I'm going to do my own custom scan, and I'm going to go ahead and select detection of PUPs over here. Okay, it's turned on, that's good. So I'll just select my folder, and there we go. Avast scans are really fast. That's something that I really like about Avast, and I don't think it has changed. Now, before we remove the files, I just want to make sure, there you go, 930 files, that's all we have. That's a good number. I mean, that would be a nightmare for a regular user to have 930 files on their computer. That could possibly lead to mass destruction of their system. Anyway, I like their new scan interface. In fact, I didn't really mention, but I really like the new Avast interface. I think it's a combination of what they used to have before and their modern interface, which was not so great, but I like this brand new style, and I think it's very easy to use and works great. But as for the malware, they're going straight out of the system. I'm going to delete as many of the ones that Avast can delete, and then we'll see what we're left with. Scan and removal speeds are really good from Avast, but this does seem slightly slower than the previous version, which is something I'm not too happy with. Doesn't matter as long as the detection ratio is good. That's what I'm most concerned about, how well it does in terms of detection. So let's go ahead and grab the calculator. We've got 930 samples. Let's see what we're left with. Still processing. Okay, now this looks like it might take a while. Apparently it's stuck over here. I don't know if this is a bug or did the engine crash, or if it's just normal for it to take a long while to delete this piece of malware. Considering it was quite fast for the rest, I have a feeling it could be a problem with the software. Well, I actually just paused the video and I waited for the scan to finish, and then I just did another scan, and as you can see, it does not detect anything else. So that's all it found. Now let's go ahead and see what we're left with. 21 items, not bad at all. So just 21. So that's going to give us a pretty respectable detection ratio. That's 97.74%. Very impressive. In fact, maybe 2 or 3% more than what I would have hoped for. So it's really good news for Avast in terms of detection. Now let's go ahead and see what it can do against the malware that it couldn't detect. They do have deep screen, they do have some technology for zero-day malware. Let's go ahead and see how all those things come into play right now. This one was caught by Evogen, which is kind of like advanced heuristics. There you go, it's caught by Evogen. Let's try this one once again. Blocked. I'm really happy with that. This is being analyzed by Deep Screen. Now, from what I've seen, Deep Screen doesn't really detect much of the malware. I mean, most of the time it comes up with clean, but this time it's blocked it, so that's good to see. So good to see that Deep Screen is finally getting into the action. And since it detected that, since these are just different variants, I'm assuming it's going to block these as well. So I'm happy to see that Deep Screen is detecting stuff, because it didn't do too well in my previous tests. Now that's EvoGen. Let's see if this one's caught. This is also caught by EvoGen. Here's one more detection. I didn't see anything for this one. Could be that it failed to run. Once again, Deep Screen is analyzing. And I bet it's going to be caught. There we go. EvoGen in the game once again. There's another one for EvoGen. And wow, it looks like Avast has managed a perfect clean sheet over here. That is very impressive. In fact, after seeing the fact that it let one of those malware through in the link test, I was very pessimistic. But it looks like Avast has done really well. So it's not just the beginning that matters, it matters how well you finish. And Avast is doing very well in the last stage of the test, and I'm pretty sure that when I do my scans and stuff, it's going to turn out to be a really good result for Avast. However, you never know with malware. So I'm going to let the system run, although apparently there shouldn't be too much. There's just one process running. We'll see if that does anything. Maybe I spoke too soon. There we go. We've got some kind of malware, probably, running over here. So I will wait around and let this thing run. Well, I'll let it run, doesn't mean Avast is going to. Now that was some kind of adware that was blocked, and that's the same file. There we go. So I'll just wait for a few minutes, reboot the system, remove the folder, do a couple of scans, and that'll be the final verdict, because my verdict keeps changing every moment now. Just right now I was saying it's great, then I saw a file, then again it's great, so we'll just wait for the scanners. Welcome back. So here is the much awaited verdict of the scanners. Hitman Pro says system is clean. But now we go over to Malwarebytes. And Malwarebytes doesn't quite say the same story. It has found 15 infections, but none of them are really dangerous. They're all piece of one potentially unwanted program, and it's just spread all over the system in different DAT files, registry entries, program data, all kinds of stuff, but it's basically just one infection. If you remember setup.exe, well, that's the one that screwed it up, but apart from that, it was pretty much a clean sheet. So, finally, the final verdict on Avast. Well, it's not the best, not yet. As you saw, we have a PUP that went past, and also we had a piece of malware, a Trojan in fact, that was caught after the link test, which was not very pleasing, but apart from that, it did a fairly good job. In fact, a very good job, I would say. And considering a lot of free products come with zero-day protection, why not? I mean, it's got great zero-day protection, and even the way it comes from the factory, it gives you pretty decent level of protection. I tested it against a lot of files. For an everyday user, you probably wouldn't meet so many malware in your entire browsing career. Well, on second thoughts, maybe you will. In that case, you can just go ahead and enable harden mode, which further improves your protection. Now, deep screen is still not ideal, but there's nothing ideal in this world, and coming to zero-day components, it's very difficult to find a balance between convenience, ease of use, and security and restrictiveness. So, I mean, according to me, this is definitely a very strong contender for some of the best free antivirus, especially if you're a novice user. This is not very intrusive. Some people just don't like Komodo. I don't know why, but some people are just like, oh, tell me any antivirus, but not Komodo. Well, for such people, Avast is going to be a very good option. So that's my final verdict. It's good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. And if you're looking for free protection and you seem to like this product, you can definitely go ahead and try it out. And my personal recommendations would be to turn on potentially unwanted program detection as well as harden mode. That way you can rest assured that you will be protected. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment, rate, and subscribe as usual. Now, I'm making a video after a long time. I hope I haven't lost my touch. So give me your feedback. I'll be more than happy to look at your comments and give me some more suggestions as well. I'm planning to make some reviews soon. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys in the next Peace Security Channel video. Rest in peace, malware. Stay informed. Stay secure.